Beloved Hajis, as the physical means are necessary for the Haji, inner spiritual treasure is also a significant requirement for him. This treasure is that of true love and devotion, which is attained from the true devotees. Once a person entered the blessed court of Sayyiduna Ghawsul Azam radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, addressing the audience, Ghawsul Azam radiyallahu ta'ala declared, this person has just arrived here in a single step from Baitul Muqaddas in order to learn the manners of true devotion from me. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal. Even a saint possessing saintly miracle, karama, needs to attend the court of a greater saint so as to attain the treasure of true devotion. How greatly we will be in the need of learning the manners of devotion. We should also have affiliation with some true devotee of the Holy Prophet to learn devotion from him and then depart for Madinatul Munawwara. Beloved Hajis, now the two incidents of the true devotees of Allah Azza wa Jalla and His beloved and blessed Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam are being presented. Please listen carefully with a dejected heart, shedding tears in the desire of being blessed with love and devotion of Allah Azza wa Jalla and Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Sayyidina Fudail bin Iyad radiyallahu ta'ala has narrated, people were busy making dua in the plains of Arafat when I spotted a young man standing with his head hung in shame. Approaching him, I said, "O young man, you too make dua." He replied, "I fear that I have lost the time granted to me. So how can I make dua?" Sayyidina Fudail bin Iyad radiyallahu ta'ala states, I said to him, "Make dua, hoping to the blessed by Allah Azza wa Jal for the sake of these people's supplications." As the young man tried to raise his hands for dua, he became overwhelmed, letting out a piercing cry. He then fell onto the ground and his soul left his body. Another beautiful and heart-touching story that Sayyidina Zunnun Misri rahmatullahi ta'ala reports that once he saw a young man in Mina who was quietly sitting at a side while other people were busy performing their sacrifices of animals. The young man cried out suddenly, "O my beloved Allah, your servants are busy offering their sacrifices. I wish to sacrifice myself in your court. O my Creator, accept my sacrifice." Saying this, he ran his finger across his throat and fell down. Sayyidina Zunnun Misri radiyallahu ta'ala stated, I hurriedly approached him and was astonished to see that he had passed away. Respected Hajis, did you notice? This is the Hajj of true devotees. May Allah Azza wa Jal bless us with a deeply sincere heart by virtue of these two Hajis. Remember, sincerity is a prerequisite for the acceptance of any worship. The more sincere a deed is, the greater its reward will be. Alas, as a result of drifting away from Islamic teachings and righteous company, most of our worships are now ruined by ostentation. Unfortunately, these days ostentation, riyakari, and showing off seem to have become an integral part in most of our affairs, including even Hajj, a great worship. For example, many people call themselves Haji after having performed Hajj. Sometimes they add the title Haji before their name. Perhaps you would be thinking as to what is wrong with this. Although there is no harm if other people call you Haji without you desiring it. But dear Hajis, ponder calmly, think calmly. If one calls himself Haji, isn't he informing others of his worship unnecessarily? This can better be understood with the help of the very interesting example that a train was moving towards its destination. Two persons who were sitting close to each other started conversation. One of them asked the other, "What's your name?" The other person replied, "Haji Shafiq." The second person also asked, And what's your name, please? The first one replied, Namazi Rafiq. Astonished, Haji Sahab remarked, Namazi Rafiq? It sounds very strange. Rafiq Sahab asked, would you please let me know as to how many times you have performed Hajj? The Haji Sahab replied, Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal, I performed Hajj just last year. Rafiq Sahab responded immediately, you have performed Hajj just once in your life and you are openly calling yourself a Haji, showing off your Hajj, whereas I offer namaz, salah 5 times daily. So what is strange if I call myself Namazi Rafiq? You may have taken, I hope, my point. Nowadays, the trend of showing off has grown to extreme limits. On departure or arrival of Haji Sahab, his home is adorned with lights along with the board, Hajj Congratulations, displayed at the front side of the home. Allah Azza wa Jal forbid, ma'adallah, at some places even the photographs of the Haji Sahab dressed in ihram are taken. What is all this? Is it appropriate for an escaped slave to return to the blessed court of his master? Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. With such pomp and show? Definitely not. One should proceed for Hajj with tears in eyes and remorse in heart for all the sins committed. Oh, if only our expressions become like this. मुझको दरपेश है फिर मुबारक सफर, काफिला फिर मदीने का तैयार है, नेकियों का नहीं कोई तोशा फकत, मेरी झोली में अश्कों का एक हार है। कोई सजदों की सौगात है ना कोई, ज़ुहद तकवा मेरे पास सरकार है, चल पड़ा हूँ मदीने की जानिब मगर, हाय सर पर गुनाहों का अंबार है। Once again I am blessed with that fortunate journey, and the caravan of Medina is ready to move again. Although good deeds are empty from my provisions, but yet I have a necklace of tears in my lap. Neither the gift of prostration I have with, nor the devotion and piety I possess with. I have stepped towards the direction of Medina, but alas, I have this pile of sins on shoulders. Sayyidina Malik bin Dinar rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh once left Basra for Hajj on foot. Someone asked him as to why he was not going by any transport. He rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh replied, should the escaped slave be on a carriage whilst returning to the court of his master for asking pardon, by Allah Azza wa Jal, if I heeded for the sacred city of Makkatul Mukarramah, walking even on burning coal, it is a small price to pay. मैं गुनाहगार गुनाहों के सिवा क्या लाता, मैं गुनाहगार गुनाहों के सिवा क्या लाता, नेकियां होती हैं सरकार नेकूकार के पास. Me the sinful, other than sins, what else had I brought? Oh Master, good deeds are done by the good people.